What's going on, audience? So, if you haven't heard, Dr. Disrespect came back last weekend, within the week, and decided to go ahead and give a response, or what he believes was a response to the allegations and the confirmation that he gave us. If you haven't seen it yet, you're in for quite a wild ride. If you have seen it yet, and you are like myself and believe that this is probably the worst response that somebody could have given, about such accusations like pedophilia, then you're probably gonna be one of the few in the comments below arguing with all the Neanderthals.
Brother
Because
thinks he's playing some 4D chess. Let's just say
the amount of people. Oh my god.
Well, see, here's the thing. He said a lot without saying anything, and he literally just
like
wasted time. Exactly. Yep. And he had, I think, over like 200,000 viewers at one point. Said like, I think it was like 20, 25 minutes of shit. And then he was like, let's play some Call of Duty. Like, come on, bro.
He said a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that he gave less of a shit about this than when he responded, like talking about his cheating on his wife.
Yeah,
so
like
that's the crazy. Like he cried talking about cheating on his wife, but
the best, dude.
We just got a raised voice here and there. So
now, look, I was gonna say the best was when he was on stream and he got shot at or something, bro. That's the emotion I was looking for in this, but he literally did not give it. All he did was name drop, talk shit, and then played Call of Duty. So.
Well, he also, let's just get into it. There's so much nothing here.
We haven't even watched it yet.
All right, let's go. Dr. Disrespect, everybody.
Floor.
Look at that face,
yeah, just keep ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
Says the guy who cheated on his wife.
Oh, champs. A lot of people donating. I do appreciate it. Yeah.
Real quick, rumor had it he ignored a $500 donation. Is that true? How was that confirmed?
I didn't watch it.
I have no idea.
I didn't watch it.
No idea.
I haven't seen any clip.
I heard like through just the commentary people that he ignored a $500 donation. Like, I mean, granted, who knows, right? He was probably getting a shit ton from the champs. But
well, it also depends on what it probably said too. Like, you don't want to read something negative out,
Yeah, it's fair.
That's some top tier trolling just to donate $500 to say some shit.
Yeah, dude. Wings wishes he had those trolls, bro.
Yeah, he has
Are you nervous to be back? After what's transpired over the last couple months, am I excited to be back to this type of world?
Bro.
Yeah, you created it, bro. Think about that.
You're part of the world.
Okay, bro, you put yourself here.
Man.
Imagine admitting to inappropriately talking to minors and being upset that the world is bad.
Yeah, really.
I'd have admitted to it, but I didn't think y'all would react to it.
So glad you're back. Hey, I appreciate it, Shane. It's good to be back.
Good job, Shane.
Degree. Right, we just figured out this monetization thing. So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube.
Okay,
hey, we just got partnership.
People ask, do I?
So here's the issue. Here's the big issue with this YouTube problem, like him not being monetized, right? Is if he was demonetized, and in order for YouTube to continue to make moves like against, like stand or seem to stand against, like, creators abusing their influence, they have to keep him unmonetized. Because if he reapplies and gets monetized, then it's like, well, nothing has changed. If anything, he has admitted to the accusations. Hold up. If anything, he's admitted to the accusations, which means things have gotten even worse for him. So, like, he was demonetized prior to admitting to it. So now if he gets monetized after admitting to it, like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's a bad look for Google, bro. It's a bad fucking look.
Exactly. So it's
Yep.
like, what if they remonetize him? Then it's like, what was it prior that made you demonetize him?
Well,
What evidence have you seen that makes you remonetize?
well, the way I see it is he does admit to texting with whispers, I think it's called, which that's a creepy ass fucking name to use to talk to kids. Yeah, I whispered to you. That's fucking creepy. But if I
Come on,
guess
Ken, you don't want to whisper to me?
I fucking can't. So if there were the whispers, and if I guess legal people said nothing happened and there were no criminal charges filed, could he still have a case for YouTube to get monetized since technically no law was broken?
Okay, but they didn't say no legal people, no legal personnel have said that nothing happened. What has been said is that nothing warranted like an arrest. That doesn't mean nothing happened.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean
okay,
that
yeah.
nothing. Yeah, it's just like not having enough evidence to go ahead and indict somebody. It doesn't mean they didn't do it. It doesn't mean there isn't evidence. It just means that there's not enough.
There still has to be reasons for demonetization as well as remonetization, as well as a ban and an unban. So, like, there's still evidence to. He's not unbanned off of Twitch. So
Well,
there's still seriously something there that they were deemed bad enough to be off their platform completely.
Well,
YouTube
to stay off of it
him for some reason. Okay, so something would have had to have changed, whether they have new information, new evidence, or something to remonetize him. Otherwise, it's a bad look.
Well, see, here's the other thing, though. I mean, just like with a bunch of like corporate companies, and I'm sure YouTube, Twitch, whatever the fuck, they have like arbitration clauses where if they deem you unfit for any kind of reason, they can let you go, fire you, whatever, through arbitration. So I don't know how that fits here.
But the same thing though is that if he didn't break his contract, otherwise they would not have paid out his contract. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Your job isn't going to turn around and be like, you didn't do anything wrong, but we're still firing you. No, it's like Twitch obviously messed up, or else they wouldn't have gone ahead and like paid him. But there's no way of determining what they messed up. Did they mess up the investigation? Did they mess up the allegations? Did they mess up in the simple sense that they allowed it to happen on their platform without knowing about it? Like, they literally could have just chose him not to do it because they're like, look, we're not gonna out you for doing this, and you're not gonna talk about how basically this happened. We're just gonna go our separate ways and let you do you, we do we, because it's easier to pay out. It's easier to pay out than it is to, get sued. And then, because you got to think about it, if it goes to trial and he gets like found guilty, it happened on Twitch's website. Now you have the supposed victim who could turn around and sue and all this other stuff. But I think Twitch just didn't want the headache.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
probably easier just to cut bait and pay him. That's all I was going to say. Go ahead,
yeah.
Zeph.
While it's bad look for Dr. Disrespect, it's equally bad look for Twitch because it happened on their platform. It doesn't matter if it was unsubstantiated or not or whatever. If it went to court and it was found out that Dr. Disrespect did something that was illegal or irreprehensible, it's still a bad look for Twitch. Well, they don't take a victory lap and go, we win.
Yeah,
we proved that Dr. Disrespect we were worthy of banning him. Like that still happened on their platform. That still happened.
Right. Get your mic a little closer to your mouth. But yes, you are correct.
Close to my mouth complexity.
Not that close.
I can hear you.
But yes, you are correct. But we also have to remember, okay, that the Whisper messaging app and all that was in beta testing while he was using it, or like had just barely come out, and it was supposed to be 18 plus, which means that Twitch would have been held on the hook for allowing a minor to be on their 18 plus platform.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
true.
Didn't think about that. All right, let's continue.
Now that you're not getting monetized, you're not going to be streaming ever again, or you're on YouTube, are you?
There's an opportunity to reapply, right? September 25th is the date. So in the meantime,
I can only imagine how many freaking notifications YouTube's going to get on that day.
I enjoy my time here on YouTube. We've built a nice, strong community for years. This is where we started 16 years ago.
Gotta go back to my
2000
roots,
was,
baby.
I think, you know, I like my time here. And I like the community. We've got the best, realist gaming community, right?
Good job,
Brother
champ.
sounds like Trump when he's talking about his fans. We got the best
We've
fans.
built it on this
Got the
platform.
best
and
community.
And if there's an opportunity
I mean, you can't
to
deny that he
reapply
is
for
an
partnership,
entertainer.
Oh, 100%
and there's a
he
date
is.
that's been presented to us,
That's kind of like
Then I'm
the
gonna
biggest
take it.
problem.
in the
And dude,
meantime,
his intro to the
Like we
stream,
always
the way
do.
they did it,
We've always
was
stayed in our
top
lane.
fucking tier, bro.
we'll stay in our lane.
Yeah.
And continue to just put on a show. You know?
But see, that's the problem. That's all you're doing right now is putting on a show.
For almost 4 years,
All right, here we go.
champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to
Missed
tell
the
my side
point,
of the
bro.
story.
How do you
Okay.
pause? The guy says, maybe you missed the point of my personal statement. The point of your statement was, yes, there was inappropriate messages between you and a minor. No points were missed. Signed, sealed, delivered by you, from you to us, about you. Like there was no missing the point. This is a bullseye. This is
Yep.
an arrow within an arrow. This is an admission. Like what? Who is missing what point exactly? Like I don't.
No. See, you're forgetting the part where he wrote half of it in invisible ink. Complexity. Come on now.
Oh yeah, all the between the lines. I should have
There
read.
you go.
That's the thing. I always
You
hated.
forgot to whip out the magnifying glass.
I always hated reading in between the lines because it left room for interpretation.
Yeah,
I've
like
always
the
been
Bible.
And essentially, what?
Let's
and,
not,
you know,
let's
you
not
said
go
this
there.
because
Let's
what he's
not go
saying-
there, bro. Come
We're
on.
supposed to interpret that he was innocent this entire time. He's essentially saying, don't worry about what I said here. And between the lines, I'm actually, completely innocent, and I did nothing wrong.
Well, it's kind of like Complexity said the other day. This is a big quote unquote trust me, bro. You know
much,
what
yeah.
I mean? That's literally
It
all
is,
this
it
is.
is.
All right, let's get it. Let's keep it going.
You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules.
In your favor.
My lawsuit against Twitch
You know
was
what?
eventually resolved,
I
as
didn't
you
talk
all
about
know.
the allegations against.
But even
me.
then,
And
as part
I'm
of the
such a good
settlement,
person.
all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond.
Weird
again,
litigation.
Champs,
I'm pretty
Chance.
sure it's a gag
Again?
order, not. Kind
Oh, yeah.
I respected all the confidential obligations.
It was in your
because
best
it was
interest.
against you.
It was in your best
Apparently,
interest.
Twitch's own disgruntled
Yeah, it's in your best
employees
interest.
didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors,
The guy who outed
ex-Twitch
him.
employee, wasn't even involved. Leaks
Well, supposedly.
Twitch's
yeah.
reported reason. Years later,
Pause it real quick.
Cody,
So I will say this, Cody
Perfect
Connors.
face,
That's a
real
great
quick.
pause.
I was
Yeah, that's what I was about to
perfect
say.
face,
Cody Connors, I will 100% say, bro, you are like as bad as freaking Dog Wolf or freaking Dog Wolf Pack,
Dog
whatever
Pack.
the fuck, Dog Pack, whatever that loser too. You are just as bad as him when it comes to doing your outings and stuff. You literally were like, come visit my comedy show and I'll give you more deets. Like, bro. Get out of here, mister. I'm waiting for Beast to respond and then I'll put out the third video. Like you guys are just clout chasing pieces of shit and it's annoying as hell. Now I'm not defending Doc, but what I'm saying is how do you have allegations of possible, statutory rape and you're like, you know what, guys? Buy a ticket and I'll tell you all about it. Like,
Yeah, stop it,
Are
bro.
you there?
dude.
This is.
It's just
yeah. I just want to admire this one more time before we continue. This is just fucking classic. Thumbnail right here.
why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. Well, I mean, for what? Cody? Why? Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know
not
the
lies.
repercussions
You
of
admitted.
accusing me, Cody Connors? You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any first-hand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch.
That is true.
You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages.
Here comes
Do you even know what the
number
legal
one good
definition
thing.
of sexting is?
Pause.
I do.
Oh, my favorite line.
And yeah,
Pause. That's not my favorite line, but it's like, okay. Do you even know what the legal definition of a minor is? Freaking, geez. Okay, Sneeko. Okay, listen. All right. Do not turn around and start talking about legal definition. See, this is how you know somebody is either A, teetering the line, or B, they've already crossed it.
Well,
because why do you have this legislation on your mind already? Why do you have these legal things on your brain? Like, you took you took your little vacation and probably just powerhoused with his attorneys and were like, this is the best thing you could possibly say.
well,
Like, dude.
it's those fucks that argue age of consent. Like, you know, like if you're like caught like in a pedo sting or some bullshit, kind of like with Jupiter the Hybrid, when he had a girlfriend that was, I guess, like on Facebook, they're in a relationship or they said they were married. I forgot what it was. But anyways, like the girl ended up being like 15. And obviously he's like in his 20s. And he was like, you know, the age of consent in the UK is 16, right? And they're like, well, you're in the US. That doesn't apply. And plus, by her birth date, she's 15, not 16. And my thing is, when you start arguing age of consent, there's a problem.
You've lost.
You
I
know,
think you've
Well,
lost.
whenever you have to start making up like and start doing backflips and mental gymnastics, look, it should be very cut and dry. There should be very few instances where there's nuance.
yeah, exactly. Like I know some states have like the 4-year rule because of high school. That's a little different. If it's high school, okay. But like once like you're like in your 20s, age of consent should not even be a fucking a thought in your head.
Well,
You
the
know what I
4-year
mean?
rule doesn't even make sense because it doesn't matter at that point because the person who's in high school, like, it's not up to them. It's up to the parent. So if a 16-year-old
Well, no,
gets with a 22-year-old,
they do that to protect.
I know, but like the 4-year rule, I still think is like it's very close because it's like you're not in. It's a weird.
There's
I
a
think it's
difference, though. There's a difference. There's a difference.
nuance to it, but like at the same time, like there is this still legal binding rules. that, like,
But hold on. The big difference that you guys are neglecting here is one is when you're in high school, you're seeing that person physically every day, spending time with them in and out of school, talking to them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The bond grows.
Yeah.
If you are doing it online, you are seeking out that age of a person.
Yes.
Whereas if you're in high school, that is what is around you. Now, obviously, I'm not saying if you're freaking in your 30s surrounded and as like a teacher surrounded by high school is obviously that's what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is that age group of yours is what you are surrounded by. So that is your dating pool. Whereas if you're in your 20s or older and you're online, you are specifically looking for that age group.
Well, it's the same reason why, like in high school, this is before they changed laws and shit. Like you couldn't be 18 years old with a pack of cigarettes smoking on campus because even though you're 18 years old, because technically they don't view you as a legal adult when you're on school, like during school hours or whatever. You're not viewed that way. So that's why they came up with the rule because of like I think one big case was like girl was 16, dude was 18. Parents wanted to press charges because of like statutory rape. The boyfriend's parents was able to show like they got a good ass lawyer. They showed like years and years of like contact friendship when they were both underage and all that. So that's kind of why the 4-year rule applies. And I get the 4-year rule. I'm actually for the 4-year rule because if it's high school and it's students, I mean I get it, right? But
it only works within that social construct.
Yes, exactly.
it has to have that good evidence barrier because otherwise
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be black and white, and the only time it's not is in very specific nuanced cases like being in high school or being in college.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
only reason where I get a little worried about the 4-year rule is kind of like what you said, complexity, where there's the nuance of somebody who is like 22 and they're not in high school. That whole that thing.
No. They have to be in high school for the 4-year rule. Once you graduate, the 4-year rule doesn't apply anymore.
Okay. I need to look up the 4-year rule then.
Yeah,
I may not be fully informed.
Well, I think
There are
states-
laws of
different states do it differently, though. That's all I was going to say.
look. There are a multitude of laws that you should know as a parent, like the Romeo and Juliet law and stuff like that. But the thing is if your defense is legal definition, because legal definition and actual definition are two completely different things. Okay,
100%, dude,
Webster's dictionary and the Supreme Court have different definitions for things. But once you start breaking out legal definition as a defense, like I said, you are either teetering on the line or you've already crossed it.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So
You're looking for ways to get out of your ass. He literally probably went to his lawyers. He's like, all right, so I may or may not have already made a tweet that says, I've done something.
I did it.
yeah,
While not saying I definitely did not do it.
exactly. All right.
I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor,
He said
Cody.
that so confidently, bro.
I even made sure that word was
As he can behind
emphasized
the,
in my statement, edited.
Oh yeah, here we
etc.
go. Emphasize
just to make sure these
edited.
so-called journalists would pick up on it.
Yeah, I can't
Boy,
believe
boy,
these
boy,
journalists
boy.
believed me when I spoke.
When
Yeah.
you and
Crazy.
all these so-called
I gave my
journalists
first-hand
Cody,
response.
fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the
Pause.
messages?
This is the best one. This is the best one right here. This is the best one. Notice how he says over the legal age of consent, while knowing that there are states in the United States that age of consent is at 15, 16, and then you also have wetlock rules where age of consent can be okay at even 14 if the woman's pregnant or if the kid's pregnant. So notice how he didn't say was 18, didn't give out an age, didn't say that they were not a minor. They just said legal age of consent, or he
That's
just said
something
it.
while saying nothing.
Basically.
Oh, it's saying a lot. It's saying a lot because what it means is that he is not comfortable with saying the age of the person. Because let's be honest, if they were 17, he would have said 17. Because that's the most gracious, like, leeway you could even give a person. You can't even, I'm not saying it's okay, but that is like, he would be pelted less by society if they
17 is
were.
like the most
Yeah.
legally gray age because of there's so many different states that teeter. Some states are like 18, some states are 16. I don't know if there is any states that 17 is the number, but it's always like 17 is always been like a legally gray number.
Right, but in this situation, it's not even gray because, like, again, what I'm saying is it's the most leniency he will get from anybody. But the same problem is that he was still like 40 something when this was going on.
Yeah, it's a whole nother realm, bro.
But he was very he made sure to say over the legal age of consent.
Yeah. All right.
For what state were you under?
Well, he does
You
live in
didn't.
California, so it
Neither
can't.
did
It
any
can't
of
they
these
can't be
journalists.
Californian.
Yeah.
And neither did Twitch at the time of the ban. You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person.
None
ever.
of this is verifiable.
Your bullshit
I haven't seen
accusations
the-
gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well.
Haven't seen the DMs.
I
Can't
suspect
confirm
all
anything.
of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack.
It's a conspiracy,
These big
That
time
is-
publications,
bro. The United States trying to keep a white
these
man down,
various
man. I'm sick and tired.
are sort of just gossip channels
is a
now,
gay
don't you
up.
think, champs? They act like they're just gossip channels now, without any real journalism and real research happening.
Bro, what do you consider real?
They
What
reported
is
on
the
all this
research?
based
There
on
is no
leaks from-
evidence to support one thing or another. We have
There's no thing to
Yours-
research.
we
There
have
isn't.
the other side. That's it. That's it.
The only thing would be the text conversations. That's literally the only
Not
research.
even, but not even that. But not even that. It's like, oh well, they're not even doing their research. But we did do our research. Guess where we got our research from? You. The guy said you did something. You said I did it. We said you did it, and now you're saying I can't believe you believed this. And it's like,
Like, stop it, bro. Fucking stop
You
it.
and your team typed this shit, and we're just supposed to go, yes, he's playing 4D chess. Definitely don't believe that.
He is he's gaslighting the internet, bro.
Hard, fucking hard, bro.
Here's the thing. Some people are so starving for copium that they're just eating it up, man. They are flying high that their savior, Dr. Disrespect, is now back on YouTube.
One of them. I've seen some clips float around on Twitter, and the people that are huffing this copium are the same ones that look like they're straight out of jailbait. Like, they are the ones that look like they are going on those websites and perusing for that kind of shit. Okay,
Shocking.
They all look like fucking creeps. They all look like fucking creeps.
And
ones
the
that
worst
are
part,
doing this shit that much. Yeah.
The worst part is that it's equally as bad on the opposite end. Like, hold up. It's equally bad on the opposite end, where it's like people who turn around and question Cody Connors were immediately vilified and looked at as like pedo defenders. Because like, even you got to remember, like, Nickmercs has gotten hate from both sides this entire time.
Oh yeah,
this entire time, because he stood with Doc as when Cody Connors came out without actual evidence, right? So the people who were against Doc and automatically believed the allegations hated on Nickmercs, and now that Dr. Disrespect has responded, Nickmercs is getting hated by Doc, Glaze Boys, and so it's like this dude literally has been getting hate.
He really can't win. He never will, bro. It's a wrap. Yeah.
Bro,
had his own skin and cold. Bro, this all started I swear to God, this all started when he had his own Call of Duty and skin and Call of Duty. All he said was "Leave the kids alone." Call of Duty took that shit out of proportion. It's just been nonstop ever since.
It's sad. It's sad when you have to say something like "leave the kids alone" and you're getting shit. Like, that's what starts it.
Shout out Nickmercs. Bro stood on morals.
Yeah.
Bro stood on morals. Didn't care about any of it. Like, you gotta give full respect. I hope nothing ever comes out of that dude's closet. I really do.
I hope there's nothing in there. That's the thing. I mean, I'm sure there's shit in there that he don't want people to know, but let's just hope that it's nothing of this.
He's been handling all this shit. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm glazing, but he's been handling this shit as probably best as he could. He waited for some evidence. He defended his friend until there was evidence. His own statement said, "Hey, I did this." Then he was like, "All right, I guess I gotta fucking denounce my own fucking friend here."
Right, and see, that's what I was going to bring up too.
He comes back and he says, "All my friends are fake. They didn't believe me for a second." What do you mean? It goes back to the same thing. He typed the shit. He typed it.
It's kind of like what happened with me and you, Kmplxity, man. Obviously not the other result, but when Plex was getting all the hate, me and you stood up for him. Everyone hated us.
Oh, I was like, where is he going with this? Like, is this the
I know where he's going with it, bro. Like,
I was like,
this
what?
is like 6-7 months ago.
Yeah. Well, see, here's what I was gonna say is that we recently in the locale sphere had somebody who took a moral W along with many L's. And so when it comes to freaking Nick, right? And I said the same thing to this person. Like, I can respect the fact that you are going with the moral W, because that's all that matters in this case to you as a person.
Definitely.
But in this case, as far as Dr. Disrespect, I will hold the worldwide view of an L to keep my morals to no longer be friends with someone openly admitting to inappropriately talking to a minor.
Oh yeah, I'm never talking to this dude again.
Okay with that.
I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting every picture. Bro, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done with this motherfucker. All right, let's continue.
Exactly.
2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask.
How can they tell the truth with the gag order, bro?
Safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge.
fucking threat.
Then what they conveniently left out
Oh,
is
yeah.
1. Twitch's trust
I'd love
and
to see him
safety
act
team,
on it,
the
though.
same employees that decided to ban me,
Nah.
Nope.
It's a wrap.
internally
He like,
admitted
says
that
shit
the
like he's
whisper
gonna sue
messages were not
Cody Connors, but he
sexting.
hasn't done anything.
Hold on, what?
Like he says like all this shit. Like if Cody
Hey.
Connors has like done all this shit and ruined so much shit, why isn't he like suing Cody
Suing
Connors?
him. Right.
Where's the lawsuit? Where's the legal action? Where's the cease and desist?
Mhm. Well, we should go back like 10 seconds because he does actually say something.
Yeah, I was gonna
important
say,
Sorry,
here. No, that's not good.
motherfuckers talking,
Yeah, just-
making a good point.
talking over and shit.
My Twitch suspension in
ain't like he's
2020.
saying shit.
Nah, I'm just saying, no, fuck y'all. I hate you. I
Hey
hate
man,
you.
I'm not just trying to be like beauty streams or something.
This is the meat and the potatoes of what the fuck he's saying, even though it's nothing, and you're just talking over the doc. All right, champs, let's shut the fuck up and listen to Two Time. All right, we got to listen to the
Bro.
Two Time right now.
I don't need a 50-year-old man calling me
And you would
champ.
hope they would tell the truth.
Mollywop a bitch.
Hey.
But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is 1. Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees
just
that
because
decided...
it's not a legal definition of sexting doesn't mean it wouldn't be interpreted as such.
It's all about
It's
all about intent, and it's all about intent and perception.
Well, it's interpretation.
Yeah.
It's interpretation. And just because they themselves don't see it that way doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to want an independent third party to take a look at it just to be sure. Because again, this dude is literally the face of freaking the platform at this time. They have to at least admit that they're not looking at it with normal colored goggles on. You know, they're looking at it with big old green money signs at the same time, thinking lawsuit, thinking loss of the massive creator, thinking legal filings, thinking, you know, all these different things.
That's the thing, though, because I mean, he's speaking in generalities about shit that'll never be released. It'll never be shown what really happened. We'll never get the text. Well, it's never going to happen, bro. And the text threads and all that shit. We're never going to see it. So it's all, this entire thing is going to be he said, she said, literally. So it's kind of like
until some leak happens, man. Something.
I was gonna say I don't want to say never, and then like be I'll be because
here's the thing. It only takes.
There's companies that have said like we're never releasing this or that, and then guess what? The first thing they get the next time they get hacked, that's the first thing the hackers go for.
Well, it only takes one person involved in this to sue, and then everything has to come out during discovery. So if let's say like Cody Connors, right? If he has a job right now and he ends up losing his job because of like the conflict that's going on, and he sues Dr. Disrespect for loss of for losing his job, he's gonna have to prove that he wasn't defaming Dr. Disrespect, like he was a whistleblower,
wait a second.
which means he would have to provide evidence supporting his claim, and vice versa. If Dr. Disrespect sues him, right? But if Dr. Disrespect sues Cody Connors, then Cody Connors would have to provide during discovery evidence to support his claim that Dr. Disrespect was doing this. Now, that doesn't mean that these can't be sealed court filings. Right. It doesn't. It's not all court filings fall under the Freedom of Information Act. A judge has the ability to make stuff sealed. So we're not entirely sure, even though it does go to a lawsuit, it might still be sealable, which I really hope no judge in their right mind would, unless circumstances actually needed it.
This is what I'll say. Like, the only way it should be sealed in a thing like this is if the parents of the victim, or if the victim is older now, like an adult, since they were a minor at the time of this, if they want them sealed, then I think they should be sealed. But
and that's generally how it goes.
That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, if the victim is a minor at the time of court proceedings and all that, then personally, I think that should be sealed to protect the minor. But
that's true.
But since they're an adult now, if they say no, I don't care, like release it, then at that point, all's fair. So,
well, it would also, the other thing here is that I'm not entirely sure about the law, but even if a victim doesn't want to go forward with something, if there's enough evidence to prosecute, their prosecutors will still do so.
oh yeah, definitely. All right.
Or I guess I should say still can. But yeah, go ahead.
Decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again.
Oh yes, because you abused them through
nor
your
the Twitch
phone.
user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Doesn't need
Cody
to in order
Connors
for it
and
to be
these other
sexual.
anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. I even used the word
Prove it.
inappropriate purposely.
Yeah, I used it.
And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs. Huh?
How else would you
Including these
define?
defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place.
But why didn't? Oh,
You-
pause.
no,
Why
hold
didn't
on.
you say that in the first place? Then
No, hold on. He said it himself. Inappropriate jokes. That's still inappropriate. You
Banter.
should-
thing-
right.
But
Doesn't
He's
matter.
trying. He's trying to
Doesn't matter.
downplay it. That's what I'm saying.
But
He's
here's-
trying to make it sound like
he's saying it himself.
but even in,
right. But what I'm saying is like he's trying to make it sound like what it was is that he turned around and told the person like Call of Duty, like, "Oh, suck my dick," and they're trying to make it sound like, "Oh, he was actually asking for this person to do that." But it's like, if that was actually the case, why didn't you just say that all those years ago? Or why wasn't that your first response?
yeah, that's what I was getting to. Like, if you're a celebrity such as Dr. Disrespect or anybody, PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, whatever, to me, you shouldn't really even be in any type of, messaging with a minor that's like on private. Now, if it's like in like X and like they're commenting and you say something and it's public, that's one thing. But there should be no private communication with any kind of minor whatsoever. So
I mean, well, acknowledged, like, because what I'm saying is like you can't always know the age of a person
Oh, yeah.
online. Like they're
I
going
know.
people, and especially if you run like 18 plus things, like a lot of gaming channels or gaming content creators are, or I guess I should just say content creators are, right? Like there's some like people stream on Kick because they use naughty words that no words that YouTube doesn't like.
yeah.
So
Fair point.
so people will always, but if it's acknowledged, so he knew this person was a minor. That's already been established. At that point, that's when all responsibility falls on everything you do from that point forward. But the age difference at this point, even if it was 18 to 40, whatever the hell he is, that's still way too far
Yeah, but
for
see,
my
that's-
comfortability.
That's another thing, right? Like you mentioned that perfectly. He didn't choose the I didn't know approach, which generally, like, I think that one worked for pretty well for James Charles. The I don't know approach generally gives you a little bit more leeway because yes, there is an unknowing aspect of like you don't know how old somebody is on the internet. They didn't show you their ID, but that's not the approach he went with. He said it wasn't sexting. It's not legally defined by sexting. Not that I didn't know that I was sexting a minor. I thought I was sexting an 18-year-old. Oh, like, or I was like, he didn't go with that approach. So he knew their age. So it reinforces what you just said, Plex. He knew the age. Somehow he knew how old they were.
And this is the area where I was talking about, where
it's fucking weird.
when you
man.
are online, when you are online, or when you search outside of your physical area dating pool, you go from being a prospect to a predator. So that's what I'm saying is like with how we were talking about with high school, right? That's your niche, that's your not niche, that's your area, that's your clique, that's your group, that's your dating pool,
That's your
specialty.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's your area, right? That's your dating pool as a 15 to 18-year-old, depending on when you graduate, et cetera, et cetera. But when you are entering the dating age again, and obviously it's the age of technology, you set the freaking standards. You set the age range for your dating pool in all the world, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So when you learn that this person was a minor, Dr. Disrespect had the choice to speak in these ways with this person and made the decision that it's okay, and most likely made the decision because he probably believed that these are DMs. Nobody's going to see this.
This is a beta. That nobody's ever going to see this.
Like, give me a break, bro. I'm Dr. Disrespect. Ain't nobody going to look into me. Come on, champs.
And you know what? The absolute worst damn part about this is it gives leeway to big corporations turning around and saying, see, this is why we look at your data. This is why we collect your data. This is like, it's exactly like what happened after 9/11. Yeah, it's exactly what happened after 9/11 with TSA. You have one major critical incident and the entire world gets flipped upside down, and America turns around and not America as a whole, but Congress and all that will use the act of terrorism or in defense of the country for major acts of, major violation of privacy. And this is one of them.
Act, bro. Patriot Act.
Yeah. And but this is crazy. Imagine like the fact that this broke, right? I can only imagine how some of the biggest Twitch streamers like reacted to finding out that, oh yeah, all of your secret supposed whisper messages, we got that logged.
The amount of those shits that probably left that day.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
Yep.
All right, let's do this.
I mean, how would each of you look if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words?
But you already admitted that it
situation where
was.
a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here.
They must not have had to look for her.
Yeah.
We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal.
What constitutes as
I
legal?
engage with my community. I engage with other streamers.
Pause. I got a quick question. Hold on, pause.
Go ahead.
Ken, if you turned your phone over to the police today, would you have anything that you're anxious about?
No, not at all. I don't give a fuck.
Would you, if you turned your phone over today to the police with an unlock code, is there anything on your phone that would make you nervous?
Long and hard.
Nervous? No. I mean, I wouldn't. I have pictures of someone very special to me on there, but no, I would not.
Legality. We're talking about legality.
No, legally,
yeah. If they had to go through your phone, they're not going to.
No, I have no worry. Yeah, no, I have no. Of course not. I have no worries about. Okay, because I'm thinking, yeah, because you all, you're dating somebody, you have.
Anyways,
listen. We're not asking about that.
Anyways, yes, no,
I fucking
well,
can't.
you said to go through my phone. Well, you think I keep it on some flash drive or something? I need the spank bank close.
Fuck.
My question was,
demonetized. Fuck my life. I quit. Y'all can have this shit.
We haven't even been monetized yet.
If you handed your phone to the police, would you be arrested?
Would I be arrested? Nah. I don't think I've talked to anyone into suicide yet.
So his previous statement of like, if you picked apart everything and everybody looks bad when it's taken out of context. No. Yeah, sure. Yeah. To your peers, maybe, but not legally, not to where I'd have to get banned off of Discord, banned off of Facebook, wherever the fuck you got banned off of. But you, sir, regardless of what you did, regardless of what you think you didn't do, it was bad enough to have a legal case. It was bad enough to get banned. It was bad enough to be scrutinized, to be leaked.
Well, here's the thing. Think about it like this. You cannot believe anything he says about forced perspective. You literally he seems to forget he admitted to inappropriately messaging a minor, because he keeps on talking about how people are trying to make it look like he inappropriately messaged a minor. And it's like, how do you, bro? 6'5", he must know gymnastics out the ass because that man bent like a freaking straw or something. He bent over like a pretzel, man. Because how do you do mental gymnastics like that?
Yeah,
Listen, I
he's a
don't
fucking
know if,
idiot,
I don't
bro.
know if the clip. I don't know if the clip is in this because I think he said it while he was playing Black Ops 6. But at some point, people keep harassing him telling him to release the messages, and he's like, "Release the messages? We're in second grade now." I'm like, yes. Because if there is nothing in those messages that you are you are afraid of, then you'll just release them, and then the world goes quiet. They go, all right, our bad.
Mm-hmm.
We leave you alone, but you won't release them. Because why? Because there's something in them that you don't want the public to see.
Funny?
It's obvious, bro.
It's kind of like Boogie because actually, I've actually been going back watching old episodes of Law Cow just to see.
It's exactly like Boogie.
Just to see if I can find more Boogie lies.
Patient portal.
I was gonna say, yeah. Remember, he was like, "I just took a screenshot and I'm staring at it right now, and you'll never see it." Like
that's literally what
cool, bro. This is literally what this is. Of course, a different scale. Like I'm not trying to equate them, but. Just saying,
faking cancer is obviously worse, you know.
But I get what you guys are saying. That's a hot take. But anyways, yeah, we're
watching you, Tipples.
It's so fucking stupid. All right.
Well, it is. It's incredibly dumb because you know that no matter what, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't release it. And seeing as how he hasn't released it, it means he will have a better public image if he if he doesn't release it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
The thing is though, common sense would tell you that as an adult, you should never put yourself, I guess, virtually or physically in that position to remotely think this could be misconstrued as something else. You shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, there's I don't know. There's definitely issues in that regard, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, dude's 6'5" 6. Was it 6'5", 6'4"?
I think he's 6'6". Actually, I think he's an inch taller than me.
I didn't know they stack shit that tall. Anyways, keep going.
Hey, but you met me, bro. I'm kidding. All right, let's do this.
And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user. On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years. I'm talking no front page love. You're talking about the face of the platform, right? Literally. The face of the platform. And I know Champions Club remembers this. We got zero front page love.
Clip channels definitely got him.
Yeah.
He was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter. I never really did
Twitch, so
he wouldn't even inform us about Twitch
rival. He didn't follow you on Twitter, bro.
Twitch rival.
Lock him up. He didn't follow you on Twitter, bro. Lock him up, bro. It's obvious he's lying.
Give me a river, bro.
God, bro. This is the part of a person's argument where they just throw anything on there. Like they're just throwing as much mud as possible.
To see what's the saying that they're throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. That's literally what he's doing at this point.
Yep.
God, would you want to play in it?
Dude's throwing hand grenades at mice.
We got zero support from this guy. Yeah. And it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the two-time.
The two-time.
So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence? The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they
would go to somebody who's been next to him for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's literally the manager, maybe he wasn't showing him love because he was getting these accusations and trying to investigate him behind the scenes.
I say, where's this manager at? Where's this manager guy at? We might need to talk to him.
The manager was Cody Connors, wasn't it?
That's the X one, I think. No,
That's what I'm saying.
Cody Connors is
No.
the
Cody
leaker.
Connors is the
He's
leader.
the leaker, yeah.
He's separate.
Yeah. His
I
Twitch.
don't- I don't even-
The Twitch manager has got to be completely wrapped up in legal gag orders.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. They ain't saying shit, bro. And if they do, it'll be some lawyers speak, and it really ain't gonna be anything. So
Want to
Public
report
service
anything
announcement.
to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. But this
but that could be out of
ex-Twitch partner
embarrassment.
manager
That could be out of
encourages
fear.
the user and even
yeah, it could be out of anything. Like who
Going up
knows?
against the 2-time, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Well, here's the thing, though. Who knows what kind of threats, especially if they're a minor and you got shit on fucking Dr. Disrespect, like the amount of like
let's not even
fear. Yeah.
Mhm. But no, like let's not even go that route. The simple fact that this person probably thought they were the lucky one, that this is just they were lucky enough to be getting this type of attention from
Cool.
their all-time 2-time, you know, the 6'5", you know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
that's how they
had-
that's how they cultivate these types of relationships.
well, a lot of
go ahead.
I'm saying a lot of times too, like the victim actually thinks like the minor victim actually thinks the adult is like in love with them and gonna do all this shit for
That's
them.
what I'm
and
saying. That's
all
what I'm
that.
saying. Like
So
they're awestruck.
the brainwashing and
Mhm.
grooming.
what?
Yep. Grooming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
I
I mean,
can't-
because it's literally like meeting your hero, right? Like you want to please. This is your idol, your icon. You want to do everything, and then because they seem so much bigger than life, it's like, wow, this God is coming down from Mount Olympus to shine on me for once. Like it's bro. Yeah, just because they didn't want to respond, didn't or make a claim or something, doesn't necessarily mean they didn't do it because of like why wouldn't they put out a statement as to why they didn't want to?
that's how I felt when I met Wings.
yeah.
When it comes to these kids nowadays, it's like these fucking kids. They're like, "Oh my goodness, I get to see behind the scenes of how this whole my idol works." No, behind the scenes, no, that's not what you got. You got a fucking dick pic in your inbox, not your
Basically,
deep secret.
I want to go back to what real quick. I want to go back to what I said. I said why the victim didn't make a public statement. I don't mean that. What I mean to say is why the victim didn't make a statement as to why they didn't want to. Because as far as we know, I haven't seen any writing or nobody's even said why the victim supposedly did not want to. Because it could literally say, "I'm in fear of my life. I don't want to make a statement."
yeah, definitely. And I just want to correct myself. I wasn't serious when I said Wings. I was just trying to be funny. My idol was always Kobe Bryant, and R.I.P. the GOAT. I'll never get a chance to meet him, but that dude's my idol. I love Kobe Bryant. But all right, let's continue.
even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told them clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June
That doesn't mean
24th,
anything.
2020,
It doesn't.
Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Head by a deer.
Then why was you banned, buddy?
That would have been the
Why
end.
were you
You know-
banned?
That should have been the end.
I mean, you know how many times Jeffrey Epstein got investigated?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Know how many
Yes.
times the FBI pulled him in and we're like, damn, we don't have enough.
Well, the other
You
thing,
know how many times politicians were shaking hands with that man? Politicians who oversaw the oversight committee that was looking over his case? Bro, stop.
the other thing too
You're
is
talking about the face of the hold on, real quick. You're talking about the face of Twitch,
Yeah.
and you're telling me that Twitch doesn't want the face of Twitch to have a legal issue go further. Wow, I wonder why that might be.
especially when they're on this woke culture bullshit. But what I was gonna say is, it wouldn't surprise me if there's another victim or if someone else comes forward, because that was the whole thing with the trans woman. That whole saga.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
that is true.
there is deviant behavior going on behind this man. And something my grandfather said was, the more powerful a man becomes, the more perverse he becomes. So
Making Leon proud.
there it is. So I can't. So basically, it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you feel like you have all this power, it's going to take more and more to satisfy you, whatever you want to define as satisfy. So this shit wouldn't surprise me at all, dude.
I mean, he is a bit lucky that the more people haven't come out, so it might have just been a one thing, because you have to remember this is also around the time where he did admit to, like, the timeline, as we know, is this is right around the time he admitted to breaking or cheating on his wife, which is why a lot of people think he did it with a minor. But even so, this just simply means that not only was he not unfaithful to his wife, but he was unfaithful in many regards. So if he cheated on his wife and was also inappropriately talking to this minor, it does lead credence to what you're saying, Ken, that there probably was other people.
That's what I'm saying, because, like, what's the other saying?
That's what I said. I'm agreeing with you.
No. It's just something else. They say, the first time's always the hardest. And then once you get past that first, you can just keep going and going and going. Like, the thing is, when it was someone like him and being as recognizable he is, and, fucking probably women throwing themselves, trans women throwing themselves at this point to him and all that shit, he's just like, fuck it. I'm going to get it in where I can. Because, it is what it is. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just the theory.
Could you imagine?
He's a little sex crazed, like pyrocynical.
Just a little bit.
Could you imagine if somebody transitioned because they wanted somebody to be like Doc? Or they wanted somebody like Doc?
Let's continue the story.
Think about it.
But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the 2-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the Whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a big-time arbitration.
Did not want to say how much it was worth. Multi-million, we already know. Come on, dude.
Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the Whisper messages to this director.
Again, there should be no instance where something taken out of context talking to a minor can be construed as wrong. That's where he's losing me.
I guess it depends on where your morals are. Like, it depends on like what it is. Because again, like, and you also don't really know like the relationship to that person. And the only reason I say this, right, is because it's like, if let's say you have a kid or something, right, and you're texting them and you're like, fuck you, you little shit, or something like that, like, it could be taken out of context. It could be looked at as like child abuse or child neglect.
Well, I guess the way I guess I'm looking at it through the lens of what the allegations are towards him and what he said so far. That's kind of the lens I'm looking at. In a
sexual manner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the thing is, I'd rather see text messages of him cussing out kids and calling them pieces of shit and all that, and like, fuck your parents, they're worthless. I'd rather see that, because I'd be like, okay, he's a little asshole to kids. Okay,
yeah, he's an asshole, but at least he's not sexting. You know
what I mean? Instead of you want to see this pickle, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather, because the other one's a little bit more forgiving than the pickle comment. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you.
Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh? The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report. As far as I know,
that's because they're literally like multinational.
Twitch's report to law enforcement.
Bro, they're literally all over the world.
The same people.
like their goal, the MNC, whatever the flip, they're literally more worried about human trafficking than they are about you getting your rocks off with a minor,
Yeah,
bro. Like they're not going to turn around and be like, that would be like asking the FBI to like handle a grocery store robbery.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. They should have turned it over to his local police department. That's what they
should have turned it over to some Leos. Like, it's freaking.
Yeah, I can't.
People that made this decision admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the
Prove it.
Oh, I thought you said pause it.
messages did not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
They're doing this to the 2-time. Remember that. Come on, champs. Donate that money.
I mean, it's not unbelievable.
No, it's
Twitch
not.
literally can just decide you're done at any point in time. Like, that's literally in their terms and service.
Yep.
I'm not going to get into every detail regarding my legal case.
But still, yeah, no, it does.
But
suck
these
to
former
not
Twitch
have-
employees that claim to have firsthand knowledge, they just don't have a clue. They didn't report any facts. The
Apparently
judge
nobody's
always
reported
determined
anything.
that the whispers were not illegal.
What does that mean?
So then why did Twitch use these messages against me? Why did Twitch treat the doc so differently?
Why
from
is Twitch upholding the ban?
their other streamers?
Well, they kind of have to.
I mean,
otherwise, if they
outside
don't,
of the
like,
obvious.
it's admitting that they
just take a
lied,
look at
like
me.
admitting that they were wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
unfiltered.
but 100%, there's
realest
got to be a reason
motherfucker in
other
this
than that.
industry.
I hope.
6'8",
Oh, he's
gorgeous,
6'8".
athletic.
Okay, never mind.
We don't-
college
we
degree,
don't-
college
There's
athlete,
a reason.
bourbon.
We want there to be. We would much rather this case be resolved and everybody go on their ways. But instead, we get to live in this fucking shadow realm of he said, she said. While everybody's holding the gun underneath the waistband, or they're holding the gun in the jacket, but they just don't want to fire. They don't want to pull it out yet.
The only thing.
It's led.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to say the only thing that I'm going to say is if the victim doesn't want their shit out there, you have to respect that. That's
Not always though, because if their case not going to trial prevents other people from being saved, then you have to outweigh the cost of the few for the many.
Oh yeah, I get
So
that.
it
but-
just depends. It depends on the situation.
But I'm saying, like, in this case, there's no other minor victims, as we know, right? Now, if more minor if more minor victims come out, yes, I agree with you. But if it's just this one, and
But here's the thing, though, is that if there's enough evidence to prove that this did happen, not prosecuting it can lead to number 2, number 3,
Yeah.
number 4, number 5.
well, I don't know. I feel that it's up to the victim to make that decision if they're an adult right now.
True.
And if they're not an adult, it's up to the parents. Now, if they say fuck it, then pull the plug and send it on there. But if there is more victims and they ask this one, like, hey, this will really help us get him, behind bars, whatever you want to say, whatever the circumstances will be, at that point, I think it'll sway a decision. But if they already went through arbitration, settled everything out, and it's basically done as far as the victim's concerned, they probably don't want to revisit this. You know what I mean?
Here's the say, and
yeah,
here's the
most
say,
likely.
in this case of there's not been arbitration for the victim itself, right? Like they didn't settle on behalf of the victim, correct?
No, it was a settlement between
Which, yeah.
Twitch and Dr. Disrespect, but we don't know if the victim was paid or anything like that.
Yeah.
And
Because that would be within the legal filings.
This sounds disgusting, but there is a possibility where the parents outweigh, like they were like, okay, yes, it's inappropriate, but this isn't necessarily needing to make big breaking news. We don't want our family under the shot the what's the word I'm thinking of here?
Spotlight.
The spotlight, the scrutiny of all these people that he likes, or that like him rather. You'd rather just take a settlement of $100,000 and just leave it at that, and then we'll just make sure our daughter goes to therapy.
Well, see,
You pay for the therapy.
Here's the other
Well,
thing.
you're assuming it's a woman.
Yeah, fair, but
Well, here's the other thing too, right? Like, kind of like, not trying to go off topic, but just real quick. I think it was the wife that died at that restaurant at Disney Springs, and they were trying to sue Disney, but Disney said they don't hold anything. And then the public outcry, because Disney said, like, we don't own the restaurant, you can't sue us. And they try to use Disney Plus as a reason, because when you sign up for Disney Plus, you're basically saying you can't sue Disney for any reason. It's literally in the T's and C's. But due to
yeah, I mean, yeah, that could be something that like they said, I mean? Well, yeah, that could be a very similar case.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all about the litigation. We don't know because it never went there. It was settled out of court, which means that the third-party individuals, himself, the victim, and Twitch all got together in a room and agreed upon a settlement.
Yep.
That's why there's no litigation for it.
Like, knock on wood, I hope when I have a child, I never go through this. But like, there's no amount of money that's going to make it okay. Like, I'd literally want to like be in a room alone for 5 minutes to make it okay. You know what I mean? But that's just kind of where that's kind of where we're at as a country. Like, money can solve all problems, and I hate that shit. I hate it so much.
Well, the other thing is like, it is also like Zeph said, because it is possible that it didn't actually warrant any real, like, it could have been completely blown out of proportion. Like, there could have been inappropriate conversation that probably shouldn't have been happening, but it didn't lead itself or lend itself to actual crossing the line. And you have to think about it too, because it's like, it's not necessarily like this person might have been, some very prominent up and coming Twitch streamer. It probably was an everyday person. That would completely just flip their entire life upside down.
Oh, definitely. But all I'm saying is, if there's one dick pic sent, that ass is mine. And that's all I'm saying, bro. That ass is mine.
I get you.
All right, let's continue.
In business, gaming studio, beautiful family. And trust me, we've worked hard
that you've
for
cheated
over a
on.
decade.
So beautiful you cheated on,
as
damn
a
it.
person, a husband,
Fuck you,
a
Plex.
father, and to get where we're at today. I mean, I'm in
So happy
such
a father
good
you
place
cheated on your wife.
today. And all these people, they all act like they're just so perfect. I'm not perfect.
Nope.
I don't claim to be perfect.
Sometimes I do.
The 2-time.
But I also didn't do all the shit that they're saying I did. But then that doesn't make a story, right?
It. Yes, it
They wanted
does.
media attention. The media wants controversy. And by sensationalizing all this with big, inaccurate headlines like sexting and sexually explicit.
Nobody wanted this, bro.
You all
Don't
got what you
say
wanted.
that, bro. Pause it for a second. He says it like the media was like looking for a reason to nail Doc. No, dude. Whenever he got banned, I was like, man, I literally was like, I saw that shit, and I was like, man, I hope it wasn't for some dumb shit like this. There are so many people who are rooting for him to not be involved with this shit because they like him.
Oh,
There's so
definitely.
many
I mean, well,
look,
let's be honest.
You to be like, media, like, oh, the media wants this, the media wants that. Nobody wants this shit to happen. There's a victim involved here. Nobody wants a kid to be abused like this.
No.
That's absurd.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, think about it like this. Dr. Disrespect is like, I can't even think of the last time I saw him on freaking the front page of anything. So it's like I'm not saying he obviously fell off or anything like that. What I'm saying is, like, he wasn't like in the news. Like, he wasn't the face of anything. He hasn't been like the number one this or the number one that. I mean, he didn't even win any awards or wasn't even nominated during the streamies or whatever. I'm pretty sure. Like, bro, you've been out of the limelight for a while. You're making it sound like you're like at the top of the YouTube game and people just wanted to take you down. No, that's happening to Beast right now. Now, obviously, he's got some issues in his camp, bro. He needs to answer for some things.
Definitely.
But like, he's over here acting like this is Dr. Disrespect from 4 years ago, not Dr. Disrespect of now.
Definitely. And I mean, he has these, I'm not going to say they're illusions of grandeur or delusions of grandeur, however you want to say it. But kind of like the Zeph's point, man, no story is worth a child victim. Like, none of this is worth it. And for someone to say that they only doing this to get a story out, then they're fucking terrible people. That's all I'm going to say.
At the expense of the tube time. The reality is, they wanted to cut down the doc. Plain and simple. Take a look at some of these horrendous acts of Twitch streamers that were never banned. I've got some examples right
These
here.
are great.
I hate this so
Example
much
number
because
one.
he doesn't drop any names.
A streamer that frequently used the N-word while publicly streaming,
Oh,
which
no.
constitutes a
Pointing the
violation
finger
of
to
Twitch's
the
policies
room.
if accompanied by hateful intent. Twitch scheduled a meeting with the streamer to assert
pretty
his
sure
intent
he's
to
talking
determine
about
whether his
Kyson,
conduct was a violation of Twitch's policies, ultimately determining it was not a breach of Twitch's policies. Why wasn't I called into a meeting?
So y'all know how I feel about the N-word. All I'm going to say is I'd rather deal with the N-word than what he was doing. Like, if I had to pick one or two to like deal with, I'd rather deal with the N-word. Nah,
Yeah, if I'm pearl clutching over anything, it's going to be anything affecting kids.
Yeah.
Why wasn't my intent taken into consideration, champs? Example number
Well, you
two.
told us what your intent was.
Streamer was reported
Inappropriate.
for discussing doing things with deceased animals and discussing pedophilia, all while live streaming. Never suspended, but instead given a multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah.
No idea who the hell that is.
I don't either. Like, yeah, come
Look,
on,
the
bro.
most-
That's
Listen. The most vocal person that I know about who discusses openly freaking sex with animals and pedophilia is a Bosch, and he is not on Twitch.
Yeah.
He's on YouTube.
I was gonna say Sneeko, but the animal thing threw
The
me.
animals thing,
The
yeah.
animal thing threw me on that. Yeah.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Why are you so comfortable throwing out freaking Cody Connor's name out there, but nobody else's, bro? Throw names. You're over here just like, trust me, bro, or where's my evidence? I made it up.
Here's the other
Like,
thing.
Real.
If you put yourself in a situation where you have to compare yourself to these type of people, then you need to look inward and
For real.
make some choices. That because to compare yourself to someone that discusses pedophilia and bestiality and all that, bro, and you're putting yourself comparing them, look in the mirror.
I'm not as bad as that guy.
Yeah, look in the mirror and really have a conversation with yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bro got dropped
Check
into the
yourself.
gulag and thought he
Get
was a
some
king.
help.
That's it.
Example number 3. Streamer was reported for a sexually explicit stream involving children and telling children to send Snapchats of them playing with themselves. Never suspended, but instead, given a multi-million-dollar contract.
Was that Onision?
the
Isn't that what
fact-
Onision did?
He wasn't a streamer though. He was a vlogger.
That's the only person I can think of that did something similar to that, where
I
he was
have
like,
no idea. Yeah.
beating
No,
out.
there was. I think he's loosely talking about this streamer or this YouTuber who used to like ask girls to send him like twerking pictures or twerking videos, and he taught
I
them.
don't know who it
But
was,
he wasn't a streamer though. I could have swore he was a No, he was a streamer. But bro, like, drop names. Like, the fact that you won't drop a name for that in and of itself tells me that you don't want beef. You don't want
to be sued.
smoke.
He doesn't want to be sued.
Yeah,
That's
there's
why he's
that
not
too.
name
Because if he
dropping. doesn't
can't,
want- if he
no, because there's no way, there's no freaking way, bro, that you're gonna put something out like that and not have some sort of evidence to say it. Because like the dude that we're talking about, that Zeph and I are talking about, it literally came out that he did it. Like there was video of him asking
I
for
believe
it.
you. I believe
So-
you. I'm just saying, in his situation right now, since he's already under the microscope and not proving anything either way, or just saying the whole "trust me, bro" thing, you're not name dropping because it's going to just put you further into the fucking into the void of bullshit. You know
It's
what I
not
mean?
name dropping because you can't fucking sue against something that's actually fucking true.
Yeah,
So he's not name
that's what I'm
dropping
saying.
because it's a straw man. He's just making up lies and stories and just being
Yeah.
like, well, loosely this, loosely that. Like, but
Or
if he
he's
had,
throwing out
if he had
rumors.
names, he'd have fucking confidence. Like, he'd have stuff behind it to go with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
can't sue against the truth.
It's so obvious that certain Twitch executives, employees involved had personal biases against the doc and used all of this as an opportunity to terminate my
me
contract.
too when it comes to pedos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go back and look at the timing of all this too. Huh. The doc's termination lines up with two preferable, profitable, and expensive streamers leaving Mixer. As soon as Twitch knew that Mixer had failed, and go look at the timing.
What does Mixer
These
have to
other
do with it? They
expensive
lost.
streamers needed a new streaming platform.
Get rid
So
of it.
Twitch rushed through its decision to terminate the two-time.
He's talking about getting rid of him to be able
You
to.
see, I shouldn't even be
Sign down the
banned from
contracts.
Twitch.
But in the end, they ended up paying out the contract anyway, so that's a null and void.
It has affected us.
Right, but they would have had to
That's what
pay
you're
that.
saying.
Yeah,
In the end, that they didn't. What he's saying is
it
essentially
failed.
like,
Yeah,
they ended up losing both. There
was no
they
forward
lost.
thinking. There was no forward thinking.
it's big conspiracy 3D chess brain here, bro. I said this. This is this is not mine. I forget who it is. I think it was Smaggle Daggle who said it, but the only people who think that Dr. Disrespect is playing chess are the ones that eat the checkers.
That's beautiful.
So many levels. Back in 2020, and now in 2024.
4 more years.
There
Four
it
more
is.
years. 4 more years.
And Cody, Connors, I just have to say it again. Why would you do this?
You ruined my life.
Like I said,
Why would you unveil my
this
secrets?
was handled professionally years ago.
I
Yeah.
No
begged
fucking
you,
wrongdoing.
Cody.
But because of you, Cody, we just lost. Fuck, man.
Okay, this is an interesting portion. Because remember, he got
Unfortunately,
fired
we have
from
to lay off people from
Midnight
Midnight
Society.
Yep. Here we go.
So why would you know that? Like, what is this we?
Because of you,
Did you
Cody.
get hired back? No, pause it. Because he said we had to fire people from Midnight Society. He got let go by Midnight Society.
Yes, he did.
So
Yes, he did.
what's this whole we? Was that fake? Did he get hired back? Like, because if that company hired him back, I mean, it's entirely possible he's saying we as in the royal we because he created it, so he still feels a part of it, even though he's no longer with the company.
Yeah.
Fine, I can accept that. But if it turns out like he was never actually fired or he got immediately hired back, bro,
They pulled
talk
the
about
boogie.
nepotism.
They pulled the
gained so much
boogie,
Bro, Robert Bowling gained so much fucking respect for me whenever he came out. He said, I saw the messages. I don't care if he has co-ownership. He's gone. And if it turns out that like he either A, went back on his word because he saw different evidence, because either A, he lied or he didn't actually see what he thought he saw, or B, they never actually fired him in the first place. I was ready to support Midnight Society after post-doc. But if that's the case, I won't touch that game. No, not at all.
See, here's what I want. Like, I want Twitch on the a week after the 22nd or whatever, right? Because that's what he said, September 22nd. I want them to come out with a public
25th,
statement. Okay, I want them coming out with a public statement just saying, "We saw the messages. Our decision stands." Like that's it.
Yep.
We
One
saw the
tweet,
messages.
one tweet,
Our
bro.
decision stands.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Through all this, we are where we are. And like a fucking man, I'll accept it.
Damn right you will.
But I don't accept to sitting quietly
Good.
by and
No,
let
you
these
haven't.
idiots attack me with false accusations. No. For all these doc haters out there too, oh man.
Prove that it's
the ones
false,
that project
though.
and project and project and project and worry about everyone else's problems, right? I can't understand that mindset. I could care less. We've always stayed in our lane. But somehow, some way, these people, they just get in our lane.
in your lane, but you can't stay out
For all you doc
minors'
haters,
DMs.
I'm sure you'll just like dissect all of this and still find a way to publicly criticize me. Do what you need to do. I'll say this isn't for you. This was for my team today, my community, my friends, La Familia that have supported me. And I'm not denying the exchange of whispers, champs. I'm not denying that to all of you out there. It looks bad. I have no way of knowing if the Twitch user thought our exchange of whispers was inappropriate. If it was, I apologize. All I know
Bro.
is that I never did what Twitch, Cody Connors, or the public is claiming that I did. That's it. I'm not saying anything more about any of this, right? Unless I need to, because trust me, I have more I haven't disclosed.
More would be nice.
I just want to get back to what we do best.
I already learned that 0 times 0 is still 0.
Oh,
We
yeah.
climb our way to the tippity top of the mountain, man. In our own lane.
He looks almost sad.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does.
Talking about having to climb back to the top. He looks like the only emotional part of him is that he lost what he had.
Bro, it's literally, dude, it's literally like when fucking in Breaking Bad, I'm literally on the final season. Walt ain't caring about the fucking money or his family anymore. He just wants that empire. He just wants it back.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let's hear it.
I know Kenan's dancing in his chair right now.
You're damn right.
People want show the message, release the messages, show the messages.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about.
What are we in second grade?
Yeah, I remember having that level of self-awareness in second grade. Yeah, imagine wanting
like I said,
to ask for proof, man. Freaking what are we
During
kidding?
this, YouTube demonetized us. We have September 25th.
real quick. Because I really don't care about the rest of that right there.
Video's
But
best being over, yeah.
imagine your lawyer going, Your Honor, evidence? Come on. Evidence? You're asking for evidence? I'm like, it's me. You know me, Your Honor. It's me. Come on, let my client go. Let me go.
Two-time. You know you're a champ. She's a champ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, dude. Like, if, again, I'll never be in his situation because I'm not that stupid, and I have no interest in it. But what he should have done is just release the messages and say, form your own opinion and just leave it alone and just don't say another word. Because if there really was nothing in there that could be construed as sexual, because, I guess legal is different than moral, is different than sexual, is different than innuendos, right?
There's a difference. There's a difference between sexually charged conversation and then the definition of like legal sexting, because that has to be legally defined. It doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't sexual tension there. It just doesn't warrant breaking the law.
Well, I bring up morals.
His argument.
I bring up morals so that way, if it's just divulged to the public and people read the messages, it's up to that individual person's morals to define if there was something wrong or not. If there really was no law broken, because we're talking about morality at this point.
All I'm gonna say is that if there was nothing that could get him in trouble morally or legally,
Right.
he would have already released it. He's a confident man. He would have showed his hand on this, but instead he has to skirt around it because he doesn't want it to be out.
Yep, exactly.
Well, here's the thing. He already has said that it was inappropriate, so he knows the optics of it, which means that he knows that even though it does not legally warrant a level of prosecution, that won't save him from freaking his what is it, the trial by No, trial by the social. Trial by the social. I'm trying to think. Yeah, court of public opinion. There you go. That's what I was trying to get to.
He may have won. He may have won in a courtroom. He may have won in that aspect. He may have won in a legal case, but in the court of public opinions, he wouldn't have, and that's why he didn't
even win in a legal case. It never went to trial. He never even got that far.
Well, to him,
it got settled down.
That's a win. To him, that's a win, bro. Let's be honest.
It is.
Well, it is. I mean, it is. It is. We have to say like that is a win and a loss depending on how you look at it. Because it is a win for him, but it's a loss
for everybody else. I really feel bad for his. Like, how much more does his wife have to fucking deal with, man? Because again, you have the cheating when he admitted it. You have the trans woman that. All that shit came out, and I guess since there's a child now, that was forgotten about, which I completely understand. A child's a little bit more important than a trans woman. I'm sorry, and
don't let Leon hear you.
I'm sorry, like just anyways, So I mean, this is three.
If you're hearing this, get some thicker skin.
Yeah, because if anyone says an adult trans person victim is more than a child victim, then you need to look in the mirror. But anyways. There's a child victim. This is obviously the most.
They can't stand what they see in the mirror. That's why they transition.
Hey, God, we got it. Thank God this isn't live. Anyways,
she's dead. This one right here killed her.
Don't use the dead name. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, there you go. This is strike 3, bro, and. Yeah, this is the worst of the worst, in my opinion, and I hope in the 99% of the country's opinion, it should be 100. But yeah, a child victim. Like, at what point is the wife going to say enough is enough?
Well, the thing is that they have kids together, bro. She's not winning that custody battle. But that's the thing.
Yeah,
he's the breadwinner. He's going to win that.
He's 100%. Yeah, he's the breadwinner. Dude's multi-millionaire. Like. She might get some of his money, but I don't.
Well,
if she wasn't gonna, if she wasn't,
it depends if there's a prenuptial agreement. If there's no prenuptial agreement, then all that shit would go to court, and the court would determine division of assets. Because
true, but it also depends on what's in the prenup as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there is one, but I mean, again, I don't know, man. Because at some point, I mean, if a woman goes saying, "Hey, my husband cheated on me," we have admittance here, trans woman here, and child here. The court, because they're going to look at her like, she stuck through trying to save the entity of the family. And
at the same time, though, the only thing that has been proven, like without a shadow of a doubt, that there is no that there's self-admittance is the cheating.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any evidence for the minor, and then like the tranny stuff is kind of like it's there, but it's allegation.
Well, the thing is, though, the child stuff came out relatively close to the trans woman stuff. So I mean,
true.
The child's going to take precedent. The child's going to take precedent.
Right. Of course. But here's the other thing that's a little interesting is that they haven't given out he's been quite like I've noticed in everything that's been said, they haven't even said like the gender of the minor.
In all actuality, it doesn't really matter.
Well, hold on. No. The trans person, right?
But
and then very short. Oh, okay. But still, it does change it does, dude, come on. For a fact it changes it.
It does.
It 100% changes it.
I know that, but I'm saying just technically speaking, if it's a child, it's a child. It doesn't matter what the gender is.
Right. I was going to say, I don't know if it necessarily matters because, I mean, if you think back to Kevin Spacey got caught. Well, I guess he actually got cleared, but his accusation was that he was saying weird stuff as he was gay to a boy, but had he done it to a girl, it was underage either way.
Yeah.
No,
He got
accusation was that
deplatformed
the accusation was that he molested some kid. Like he molested a couple of people, not kids, like adults, like
Yeah.
on set.
Inappropriate
And then he
touching.
said,
I thought it was kids.
yeah, and then
thought it
no, it
was
wasn't
kids.
kids. It wasn't kids. I'm telling you what it is. It was
saying, I
he
thought it
was
was.
accused. He was accused of sexually assaulting some of his male coworkers, and his response is, "It's okay, I'm gay."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I knew that.
But then there was the other one, and this is like the bigger one, is that he was accused of the minor one is that he was accused of like sex with a minor or like interacting with a minor, but the accuser was killed, or
Ooh.
I'm sorry, went missing.
A little weird.
There you go. House of Cards, bro. House of
And then
cards.
he made that holiday. I know this is off topic, but this is hilarious. He made the holiday commercial.
I saw that.
Yeah. Where he's like, "We'll find you or stay quiet or something like that."
Yeah,
like
that shit was hilarious.
or kill him with kindness. That's what it was. It was kill him with kindness.
But anyways, going back to the topic, like if it's a boy, it's a girl. It's a minor. I don't give a fuck. Now, as far as,
but it does in the sense that it makes him a threat to both genders. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like the Chris Tyson thing, because Chris Tyson is bi and trans, right? So like the fact that Chris Tyson is bi, it makes him, her, them, that, it thing disgusting, not because trans, but because pedo, makes them a bigger threat to kids, because now he's touching on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I got you.
That's what I'm saying.
I got you. But either way, I mean, you moved from cheating on your wife with a woman that you admitted, then you go to trans, then you go to a minor. Mm-hmm. It's a constant downfall, right? And not because trans is in the middle, but you're going from adult to child. So
tune in next week when he goes after an animal.
Well, I was going to say we're playing degenerate bingo here.
We really are. Yeah. None of it matters. None of this shit matters at the end of the day, as far as our opinion. The fact is, if it he talked to a child inappropriately, and he admitted it.
Exactly, and now he's trying to turn around and go like, "I can't believe you believed me when I said I did that thing."
I was playing 4D chess.
Yeah, but again, I just don't know how much. Back to my original point, I don't know how much his wife can handle, because I really think, bro. Because here's the thing: if he cheated once and the wife shows some sort of evidence that he's continuing the same pattern, that's gonna give them reasonable to look into him to see what all is going on. Because
I mean, the thing is though, is that because of laws, the way law states, you cannot have your past used against you in judicial proceedings. And if it is going to add to an investigation, it has to be within the same realm of the investigation. So if you're being investigated for like stealing something, you're not going to also then have like a further investigation if you're accused of, let's say, like murder. Like the murder investigation is going to take over the stealing investigation, and the stealing investigation will run parallel but not intersect.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It won't intersect. So like the thing with his infidelity, that would be a not a judicial one. That would be a what's it called? People's court
it'd be a civil matter,
whereas this one is a criminal matter. So it would be two completely different judicial systems.
Yeah, fair, because the child would take precedent over cheating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which understandably.
Right, of course, as it should. So it's just it wouldn't lead credence unless she was like, I saw the messages. Then it would be intertwined. But I do feel bad for her, because honestly, she can't use allegations as like leverage. I mean, so much she can, but it's not. It's more prejudice than it is probative, meaning that it will do more harm than the inferences that can be made from the information or from the allegations.
Well, I promise you, though, somewhere in that house is a copy of the transcript.
Oh, dude,
digital or paper. She could get it.
He has to have it.
She could get it.
He has to. Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you, it's on Twitch. Twitch definitely has it too. Like it's in their files somewhere.
Oh yeah. So
Jesus
That's
Christ.
my final thought. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, same. It's just luck, dude. Shout out to Nickmercs. Bro's been getting it from both sides of the aisles. You know, leave the kids alone. Dr. Disrespect. Don't believe anything you're saying until you start showing some screenshots, bro.
Yeah.
You haven't said anything. You literally said a whole lot of nothing.
Yep,
Zeph.
for real. I got one more thing to say. It's a shout out. I asked.
I
We're editing
freaking
that out. We're editing that out. I don't give a fuck.